I should say we were dwell on air at the period. As ram serving, down there was a US governor down there at the period, too much. For such of you who include not been to Davos, up or envisaged its magnet abilities for engaging the large, the nice, the world elitists, it is a location to be seen and more than importantly be heard. Richard skillfully threads his way via its rank, distributing questions, dislodging opinions. I, on the some brush, am new to its charm and otherworldliness, and hows which Richard had in reason while he rotated to me in the direction the end of our talk. Network adapter, he told, thou art a Davos maiden, aren't thou? I do delight my conversations in Richard, anytime one fears an irrefutable issue will come. He's exactly how tremor of unpredictable how was compliance me abrupt for our interviewing as the negative air was bulge the bloodstream at the behind of my chief and retarding my thought. Following which seemed love and eternal, Richard requested, which is yours prospect on Davos? Ugh, my marrow fast once again as if it had fair been flushed in antifreeze solution. The Joint Nations describes Yemen as the stage of the lowest human meltdown in the planet. If always down there were a crack spot on the earth law currently, it must be how nation. Italian Main Secretary Paolo Gentiloni, whose nation bears the main burden of one of the present's large world fractures, migrating, tell vehemently there on the question and the requirement to gear its origin causes. Tens of thousands of economical migrants journey of submarine Saharan Africa, brought by the vivid economical shine of globalization enriching Europe. Millions of other include fled wars and insecurity painted by the identical lighting, readily to hazard their lives cross the Mediterranean in tire dinghies and unseaworthy fishery boats. Of year, not all agrees in him. Side road leadership see fractures otherwise rather than other, and they include each law there in Davos to be bull on assessments of a wide-based world economical restoration and the significance of a back to trust in U.S. markets. But behind to Richard's issue. I told, how several of such Davos attending could include walked a slight in my shoes in Yemen and seen which I include seen. Maybe they might see fractures otherwise. But as I told, which blew me off in Yemen was how trip to the college. I had never seen a 3D printing device up. Affirmative, I listen you tell, maybe I include bin guideline a protected lifetime, but I mind operating all the apps on my telephone was rather an accomplishment. So you can see wherever I am departure in the. As we were walk on the college campus, I was met by the CEO and his vice. They requested to show me all the large projects the students were work on. Really, they had collected few 100 students in a big room, every in their own projects. They managed us to which they mind were the more than exciting ones. Later Sarah revealed me on the arm and told to go see at the, and we walked in the direction the 3D printing device. Are you aware which they were manufacturing? I requested Richard. Orthopedic limbs. They had purchased the machinery on the internet of China and had it brought to a boyfriend in Saudi Arabia, who controlled to get it to them. They scientific how to work it of YouTube tutorials. They said me, they don't thoroughness on policy, they just wish world and jobs. My spot to Richard and such who don't see the fractures I see was how if world doesn't break down out in Yemen quickly, these clever youthful men, and other who can see a way of implementing their capacity at household, will potential end up on boats header through the Mediterranean, hoping to understand several of how globalization. Davos is a beautiful message board to give these issues to the forward, but a travel up Yemen's mountains might gain several of such there in a more insight of the earth for the limits of a few blocks in Manhattan.